Good morning, students. Last video we discussed about introduction to gene expression. So we just spoke about the different introductory point related to gene expression, and we also have discussed that gene expression has got two phases, that is transcription and translation, and we also have discussed about central dogma of molecular biology, and we discuss the point that the transmission of genetic information from generation to generation is done by replication that happens during cell cycle and cell division, and within the organism the gene has to express, that is the flow of genetic information within the organism or within the cell. It takes place through gene expression, and it has got two phases, that is transcription and translation. So the synthesis of mRNA from DNA as a template by using the sequences DNA on DNA, that is as a function as template, is called transcription. So synthesis of mRNA from DNA template is transcription. So it needs again the help of enzymes, as we need the help of enzymes in DNA replication. There are many enzymes that help in the process. Similarly, here also we need enzyme enzymes that are needed for transcription. So the main enzyme that helps in the synthesis of mRNA from DNA template is RNA polymerase. So RNA polymerase 1, 2 uh, have been discussed, and the RNA polymerase is always DNA dependent. So these are called as RNA polymerases are called as DNA dependent or RNA polymerases that will help in the process of transcription. So the process of transcription needs RNA polymerases, and it is a complex enzyme. So the RNA polymerase is the enzyme that produces mRNA molecule uh, from DNA that works as template. So whatever the codons are there on the sequences are nucleotide sequences are present on the DNA template, the complementary sequences will get polymerized on the mRNA with the help of RNA polymerase. So RNA polymerase will produce mRNA just like the DNA polymerase produces new DNA molecule during replication. So this happens as synthesis of mRNA happens through transcription. So prokaryotes use the same RNA polymerase to transcribe all types of genes. The polymerase is comprised of 5 subunits. So the five subunits you can see in this diagram. It is made up of 5 subunits, 2 alpha subunits, beta and beta prime, and omega. So in some of the books it is represented as delta. So the subunits have got different size and different molecular weight. So subunit alpha, so enzyme contains 2 molecules of subunit alpha, and each will weigh 36.5 kd, and the function of this subunit is chain initiation and interaction with regulatory proteins. So the protein that will control the transcription process, so it has to interact with those proteins, and it has to start the synthesis of mRNA, that is chain initiation. Initiation of mRNA synthesis is the function of alpha subunit. And beta subunit, as we can see in this diagram, beta subunit is 151 kD in size, and it contains only one molecule of beta in one RNA polymerase complex. And here the function is again chain initiation and further continuation, that is elongation. And beta prime is slightly uh, larger in size as compared to beta. Beta prime is slightly larger, that is beta is 151 kD, whereas beta prime is 155 kD of kilodaltons of molecular weight. So it is slightly larger in size, and again it is single in the complex, that is RNA polymerase. So these RNA polymerases, what we are discussing is of prokaryotic origin, and it is one in number in the complex, and DNA binding is the function of this beta prime. Then delta is 70 kD, that is size of the or molecular weight in kD is of delta is 70, and it is 1 in the whole complex, and its function is recognition of promoter region. So where the actual transcription starts, that is called as start point of transcription. But before that, it has operator and promoter regions. So it has to RNA polymerase first has to bind to that particular region, and then only it will start the process of transcription. So identification is the primary thing. Then only the RNA polymerase will go and bind to DNA at the promoter region. So identification is sigma. Function of identification function is sigma factor responsible for that. And then so it is made up of 5 subunits, 2 alpha units, beta and beta prime, and delta. So the whole will constitute that is holoenzyme. If all the 5 subunits are present, it is called as holoenzyme. So you can see the structure here, holoenzyme, 2 alpha, that is golden brown color, and purple color beta, and beta prime, dark purple color is beta prime, and behind the delta, that is beta subunit is present, and front side, that is green spherical structure is delta. So or it is also called as sigma factor. So the core enzyme will constitute only 4 subunits, 2 alpha units and beta beta prime. But core enzyme alone cannot start the process of transcription. That is why it needs the help of sigma factor. So beta prime to alpha units, they're required for polymerization activity, and it constitutes only core enzyme. If a sigma factor is added to this core enzyme, it will become a holoenzyme, and this holoenzyme is essential for binding to the promoter region, because first identification and binding to the promoter region is essential, then only the process will initiate and will proceed. So a requirement is that is sigma factor is essential to initiate the process of transcription, because unless it identifies the promoter region, it cannot bind to the DNA. So the unbound DNA, availability of unbound DNA is essential. Then it has to identify to the promoter region, because promoter regions are located, they have consensus sequences at different positions, like -10 position, that is whatever the sequences are present beyond the start point of transcription, they are called as, they are numbered in negative, that is -10, -25, -35, -40, and so on, and so on and so forth. So whatever uh, nucleotide sequences that are present on DNA before the start point of transcription, they are called as upstream sequences, and after the start point, the sequences are called as downstream sequences. So uh, in the upstream region, or in the upstream sequences, the promoter regions will be located, and it will, that is sigma factor, will identify to that, and it will go and bind to DNA at that particular position, which will constitute promoter region. So it is required for correct initiation of transcription binding to the promoter. So in this slide we can see 2 alpha, 1 beta, 1 beta prime, and 1 omega. So these are the 5 factors that are present, plus 1 sigma factor. So E. coli of RNA polymerase, because we are dealing with the prokaryotes, the transcription in prokaryotes. So E. coli is given as the example. So E. coli RNA polymerase will constitute all these subunits: 2 alpha, 1 beta, 1 beta prime, 1 omega, and sigma factor. So in most of the books, omega is not mentioned. Mostly 2 alpha, beta, and beta prime are mentioned, and along with that sigma factor will be mentioned to complete to represent the holoenzyme. So holoenzyme is essential for the initiation of the transcription, whereas as soon as the initiation completes, initiation of the RNA transcription completes, then slowly sigma factor will detach from the complex, and it will get separated. So the rest of the part, that is elongation function, is continued with coenzyme. So bacterial DNA dependent RNA polymerase of especially Bacterium Escherichia coli exists as an approximately 400 kDa core complex consists of 2 identical alpha units and similar but not identical, that is beta and beta prime, and omega subunit and a sigma factor. Beta is thought to be a catalytic in nature. So omega is always not mentioned in most of the authentic books. Omega is not mentioned. Uh, 2 alpha units, beta and beta prime, plus sigma factor. So there are 5 main subunits that will constitute the RNA polymerase. So the molecular weight of the RNA polymerase is 36.5 kd for alpha. That is, when you come to total of 2 alpha, that is 36.5 into 2, that will become 73, and 151 is for beta, and 155 is for beta prime, and 70 for sigma factor. So almost around 400 kDa it will form. So these polymerases, these enzymes synthesize the copies. So the RNA polymerase, DNA dependent RNA polymerase will synthesize RNA, and this synthesis is known as um, transcription. So just to bind to the DNA double helix has to unwound, and it will initiate the process. So usually DNA polymerase 2 is the main enzyme that will help in the process of transcription. So the RNA polymerase is the enzyme that will help in the process of transcription, and it will continue till the uh, completion of the complete gene that is transcribed on mRNA. So unless it is copied on the mRNA, it will not stop the that is, it will not terminate the process. So it will continue till the complete gene of, for example, if for example hemoglobin gene is there. So for example, a globin molecule has to synthesize alpha unit of the globin, alpha subunit has to get transcribed. So unless it will uh, transcribe all the sequences that are required for alpha chain synthesis, the RNA polymerase will, after binding and initiation, it will continue the process till it completes the uh, gene, that is complete sequences that are required for alpha chain synthesis, that will be transcribed, and then it will get terminated. So the termination process is again of two types, that is row dependent and row independent, that we will discuss in detail when we talk about the transcription, termination of transcription. So before the terminate, that is mechanism of transcription is discussed, we will confine our talk on the uh, that are the enzymes that are required for transcription. So RNA polymerases are the main enzymes that help in the process of transcription, and it has beta and beta prime. So these beta will help in the unwinding as well as rewinding of the DNA double helix. So the holo enzyme will constitute all the subunits which will perform different functions, initiation, elongation, as well as identification of the promoter region. So these are the main subunits that are present in the RNA polymerase. But in case of E. coli, omega molecule is also mentioned, but it is will not be there in most of the authentic books. So when you go through the authentic books, you will not find omega. You will find only 2 alpha, 1 beta prime, and sigma factor. So these are the main subunits that are required for transcription or initiation of transcription. So once the initiation is, the process of initiation is over, it will continue to transcribe the remaining part of the gene, and sigma factor will slowly uh, gets loosened, and it will get separated from the complex. So the remaining function will be continued by the core enzyme, and it will continue till the termination of transcription. After the whole gene is get transcribed, uh, it will dissociate into its components, and till then it will continue the process of transcription. So again, transcription will release the mRNA, but in case of prokaryotes, as soon as the chain continues to get transcribed, the prior region of mRNA transcript will start translation also. So and the part of the mRNA that is translated will also start getting degradation. So that is called as concurrent uh, mRNA synthesis, or transcription, translation, and mRNA degradation. So that will be represented diagrammatically as well as explained in the coming videos. So in today's talk, we will confine our discussion to the RNA polymerase.